Hi, my name is Tainá, and I just got an email from SV, one of the political parties in Stavanger, the National Congress in Norway, talking about the tuition fee. And the email made me just sit here and talk about it because I need to share it with you all so that we can fight against this. And the email was actually positive. So breathe together, do not give up in spite of the figures that Stavanger has announced. That has estimated actually, and let's talk about this, okay? So, as you know, I'm in contact with some political parties in Norway, and SV was one of the first to answer. But now I got a new message from them, and I thought that I just needed to share it immediately because they bring forth information that is so important. First of all, they start by saying that they are very much against this change and they have fought against it. And as you know from my former video that I'm gonna put it up here, many other parties, all the parties that answered to us said the same, that they are against this change. The AP, Arbeiderpartiet, the Labour Party, was the most mild response, saying that they are against this in principle, but they do not see any alternative. But going back to the message that I received now, what SV is saying is that this change so far is just an estimation in a budget. And such a big change to be implemented in the public universities in Norway requires the approval of a law. The change cannot take place just through the budget. The budget is just estimating the revenues and costs that the government is gonna incur. So they need to approve a law on the topic, and the law has not been approved yet. And what SV is saying is that they are gonna be a strong opposition against the law again when the negotiations start. And the negotiations will likely start sometime between Easter and summer, they believe.
Just to show what you're actually looking at.
I'm looking at the email so that I code it in the right way. But the issue is that the Conservative Party and the Progress Party, so FrP and Høyre, they are going together with, they are moving towards approving the application of tuition fees. And with this, the government would have a majority in parliament. This might seem very pessimist because now it's saying that, okay, a law will be passed on the topic. However, it appears that the government has the majority for the votes. However, SV also brought forth an interesting discussion, saying that the Labour Party, and the Prime Minister, again, he's from the Labour Party. The Labour Party is suffering with this. They are hurting because this is doing damage to their public image in Norway. And this is not good. They do not like it. So, if there is public pressure, they told me, and this is something that I already discussed in a former video, if there's public pressure, the Labour Party might put pressure on the Minister for Education, who is from the Centre Party and is the one proposing the implementation of tuition fees. And they might go against the Minister of Education. So what they need to do now, they say, is to raise public awareness concerning the tuition fee and the process for its implementation. So first of all, a law needs to be passed on this topic, and it has not been done yet. So the fight is not over. And even if in Easter and summer the law indeed gets approved, the fight is still not over, because talking as a PhD fellow in laws and the institutions in state, they are in a context, They are in a constant process of evolution and transformation. And this process of evolution and transformation is guided by social needs, new circumstances, context. Political pressure is a very essential part of it. So, do not give up. I know that probably if you're seeing this video, you've seen the figures concerning the estimations of Stavanger, concerning how much the university tuition fee would be for non-EU students. Do not get scared, do not give up. Let's fight against this. So those are the two most important points. First, raising awareness about the procedure for the implementation of the tuition fees. And secondly, making public pressure. So make public pressure, let's send emails, let's sign a petition again, and send this video, discuss about this issue with people that you know want to study in Norway, with people you know have studied in Norway, and with people you know that are Norwegians. Because it's not sufficient just for this public pressure to come from prospective students. We need also people that are here in Norway. If you're a prospective student, if you're trying to get admitted in a Norwegian university, your pressure from your side is also super important. Do not misunderstand me and continue, sign a petition, send emails, make more petitions, share the video. But if you know people that live in Norway, that is so important as well. I have already graduated for quite some years now from the University of Stavanger, so I don't have any personal interest. But we don't need to have personal interest in a topic to be very much active in them, to care. Because this is about principles, this is about a huge impact that this is gonna have on social stratification, on inequality, on access to education, on the Norwegian universities themselves. Not only the university will be much more elitist if it is restricted to non-EU nationals that have the money to pay tuition fees, but also the university will become so much less competitive. Yeah, let's fight against the tuition fees that exclude based on nationality. If you want to know more about human rights, equality, sustainability, and the environment, follow us on this channel. And thank you so much, and thank you for joining the fight. Bye.